And right now we have some updates from U.S. where U.S. President Joe Biden has withdrawn from the contest against Donald Trump just 4 months before the November election. In a statement on X, he said that the best interests of the Democratic Party and the country is to pull out of the race, and he will continue to serve the rest of his term as president until January 2025. And we have Voice of America Chris Cascuejo to share more about this. Good morning, Chris. Chris, we know that this is maybe a surprising news and maybe out of the blue, but what led to Biden's decision? Can you tell us more about this?
Yes, as you may know, President Biden went into isolation after he came down with COVID on Wednesday, and he's been staying at his home in Delaware since then and been forced off the campaign trail in the last few days. At 1:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, he posted a statement on social media saying, "While it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down." Now, top Biden aides found out about this just a minute before he posted his statement. There was no warning to top Democrats, but really the turning point in Biden making this decision was his poor performance in the debate against former President Donald Trump 3 weeks ago. Since then, more than 36 Democrats have called for him to step down because they were concerned that he would hurt other candidates, other Democratic candidates running for Senate and House seats in competitive races. And in the last few days, key donors had started to cut off donations to the Biden-Harris campaign.
Now, Chris, as you have mentioned before, you know that the public has been concerned over Joe Biden. Now, tell us, what is the reaction on the ground at the moment?
Let's start with former President Barack Obama. Joe Biden served as his vice president for 8 years. The Obamas released a statement praising Biden's decision to step down, but they stopped short of endorsing his vice president, Kamala Harris. But other top Democrats, such as Bill and Hillary Clinton, former President Clinton and former Secretary of State Clinton, have made statements that now is the time to support Kamala Harris and fight with everything we've got to elect her. Progressive Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts has also endorsed Harris. And for their part, Republican lawmakers have suggested that if Biden is stepping down from the campaign, he's not fit to govern. And for his part, former President Donald Trump told CBS News that it was a shock to the nation and that he wants to, the scheduled September debate that will probably move forward to air on Fox News instead of ABC. Fox News is a much more conservative network, and he sees that it would be more favorable to him for him to have the debate with whoever the candidate is, whether it's Vice President Harris or somebody else on that network.
Yeah, and we know that in America now, like I can say maybe they're halfway through or maybe more than that on the presidential election. So what's the process now, Chris?
Well, by stepping down, Biden can release his delegates and they're free to vote for whomever they want. And he has endorsed Kamala Harris in that statement. $96 billion has been raised for that campaign, and it can only go to Harris if she wins the nomination. A majority of the 4,700 or so delegates are committed to Biden. Now they must decide whether to support Harris at the upcoming convention. And it's unlikely that anyone will step forward to run against Harris. And the vice president says in a statement that she will work to earn the nomination at next month's convention. And ABC News Ipsos poll says that 3 out of 4 Democratic voters favor Harris as the nominee. But there's the possibility of an open convention where the delegates would meet at the convention in Chicago to vote for the ticket. And that's really what Democrats are trying to avoid. You know, we've seen the Obamas come out supporting Kamala Harris. Powerful Representative Jim Clyburn in South Carolina is supporting Harris. And a couple of governors in those battleground states like Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania and Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan are also backing Kamala Harris. So it seems like there is a groundswell of support for the current vice president, but we'll have to see how the process plays out over the next few days. And it's certainly been a remarkable week in U.S. politics.
Exactly. What a shocking news today to hear. Chris Cascuejo speaking for VOA. Thank you so much for your news, and we'll be looking forward to more updates from you throughout the day. Thank you so much, Chris. Have a good day.
You too.